Hello, guys. Shoker the Fool back at it again with the 103rd episode of the Braxcast, and we've got some exciting news. Horseman number 3 has launched, so this is going to end June 8th, and this will launch or will be delivered July 8th. So it's just these 4 covers. There's nothing else. Plenty of Horseman merch. Same thing with like Yaira, Frost and Ruin. In fact, I believe the Frost and Ruin had the CGC covers. This does not have any CGC covers. I'm really okay with that since this is a third issue. It's not going to be all that collectible, but we do have the 4 covers. So cover A is by Jack Jadson and Marcos Martin. Cover B is by Pal Rodrigues with Prasario Oreo doing the covers. Enrique Pina and James Frank is doing cover C, and that is the foiled and embossed covering. And I can zoom in a little bit to show off the covers. Then cover D, which is the mass print cover, is by Juan Gideon and Joao Canola Jr. doing the colors. And these are all great colors. A complete lack of retro covers. That has been the case with all of these pre-ordered collections or just pre-ordered books with the solicitation format where stuff is just releasing and coming out very quickly with defined dates and very limited options, even more limited than the collections. And while I do like that format, I don't necessarily like the lack of retro covers, which is usually cover B. So Pal Rodrigues is doing the B cover. Does a fantastic job on that. He's also the artist for Perfect 10. So he's great with doing interior artwork. He, of course, does covers for Perfect 10, and he does bring that talent with there in the cover B that he did for Horseman number 3. So really fantastic to see him working for the Riververse, Pal Rodrigues, and hopefully he does get some interior work. I did mention that on live stream when I did that on Saturday, just a short live stream about the Horseman a little bit and things in my life a lot. I rant a lot on the live streams, but I did mention that it would be really, really cool to see Pal Rodrigues get some interior work for the Rippaverse, some interior artwork, even if it's just a short story on the Rippazine. If like Saints and Sinners number 2, he gets one of those short stories, or he gets like a full-on one-shot or a mini-series or even an ongoing series, would be really, really cool to see. Now, of course, Horseman number 3 is going to be continuing the story from Horseman number 1 and Horseman number 2. It's going to be the fallout with Cal Buxton, with him facing off against another drug gang. You can see that in the end of Horseman number 2, I guess this is spoilers, is that Cal Buxton basically used Horseman to get rid of cartels and drug gangs so that way he could be in on that territory. There was, of course, basically the suspicion that the fan base had that Cal and Horse would have this falling out, and I thought it would happen like way down the line. Chuck Dixon gave us that surprise and pushed it up a lot sooner than that, which is really, really cool. So that's probably definitely going to be one of the primary things, is going to be that continuation of that story. And of course, with all like the criminal underclass that has risen up in that aftermath of Horseman number 2, since he was out of the fight for a bit. And he also is going to be dealing with being severely injured, broke a couple of ribs, and then you've got the fallout with his family as well. So really not too much to say about Horseman number 3 other than the covers look really cool. Don't believe we got any previews of the artwork like we usually do, but that's something that's more like in the collection format. It's just showing off like a really short synopsis or log line, whatever you want to call it, and then basically just either buying the book pack or one of the covers individually, no other merch options, which honestly, this should be the standard way of just releasing books and then getting them out quicker. This is, of course, a 56 pager, which is, I think, the sweet spot for length. 96 pages is cool, but it takes too long between releases. And then like 72 is still kind of in that range. And then like anything shorter than 56, it feels more like it should be a monthly issue, and they're just not quite there yet with releasing books monthly. And also it can be a bit too logistical to do like an ongoing series every month. But doing this like 56 pages every couple of months, I think it's a good pace, although between like 2 and 3, be kind of like 8 months or so. So getting that like shortened to like 4-5 months, I think, is the plan going forward. Of course, like Alpha Core 2 and 3 are basically like going to be right smack dab next to each other. So Joe is a real workhorse. The fact that like Alpha Core 3 Alpha Core Free and Horseman number 3 are available for pre-order right now. That is ridiculous. So Joe Bennett is definitely getting to work, and I'm really, really glad to see that these issues are getting we're getting more into the frees, and then we'll get into 4s and 5s pretty soon. And it's going to be really exciting to see where the story goes from there. But really all I have to say about that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the Braxcast. Really all I had to talk about that week was the Horseman, or this week was the Horseman. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this short episode of the Braxcast. Joker is...
Thank you for tuning in to the Braxcast. Be sure to like, comment, follow, and subscribe to keep up with the Rippaverse.